I don't know how many takes this has been already. All right. So I was telling a funny story, actually. Not funny, but like just a peculiar. Anyway. I really do find the biggest thing that I can do to help myself is the deep breaths. It's crazy how much that makes a difference. I don't know if this will work for anybody else, but if there was a point to any of this videoing and documenting that I am doing for you, if there was one thing I wanted to get across in the hopes that it could help someone else and because it helps me, that deep inhale and moment literally can change everything for me. Now, I don't know if that's going to work for everybody, and I also don't know if it's because I've panned it with many tools over the years and have really found a pretty good balance. I don't know if that will work for someone right out of the gate who's having severe panic attacks, or someone like myself who has already pretty much kind of controlled them. So I don't know how effective it would be. But for me, it's pretty effective. So, what was I saying in the big story? Okay. So, yes. So, when I'm going to take a minute here. When I'm a little panicked, I definitely take deep breaths because it definitely physically affects me. So, I can feel it almost coming from my toes up my body, or sometimes from here all over my body. And it feels like the worst predator in the world crawling up your skin. Like, it literally feels like you're in the most uncomfortable place or position you could ever imagine. So today is basically over almost nothing. And again, I'm a person who's in recovery. But some simple things. So, to get across. That movie, Firestarter. So if you remember that movie, she would get all worked up and it would be hitting her and it would be coming and she'd have to kind of tell it to back off. And she almost would clench her fists. So, like, not that I picture Firestarter when this happens, and this wasn't, it wasn't like I saw the movie and I said, let me use this technique or tact, whatever. It wasn't like I saw the movie and I was like, oh, that could work for me. That is totally not what happened. Matter of fact, I hadn't seen the movies in years. I don't even think I've seen the movie in years. And I would be having these panic attacks and I would be kind of telling myself, like, calm down. And it just reminded me. And I started feeling like, yeah, that's what it is. Like, you're physically being taken over. And you kind of need a way to tell your body to relax. And that's, I guess, where I say that one of the most important things is actually to speak out loud, to breathe. These are actual things. They sound silly, but the way we get through this kind of stuff is to actually make sure we bring it to the physical light so that we can correct it that way. Right now I'm OCDing a tray. I don't know if you can hear me over there. I don't know if you can see me over there, but this tray here has made me pretty unhappy. And I'm going to literally put it down because I won't be doing that for 3 hours. So anyway, yeah, I get a physical manifestation of my feelings. And then what I do is I try to tell them kind of to shut off. So it's quite interesting, actually. The power of speech, the power of words, the power of saying it out loud. Think of kind of if you have a problem and you can't figure it out, like at work, or it's a math problem, or you're trying to remember something and you just, so you're trying to remember something and you can't because you left the room or what have you. Well, if you If you go back in that room, you can sometimes remember, right? Yes, that's a thing. Also, sometimes you will... Oh, this is not working, guys. Sometimes you will not know the answer to something, and then you say it to someone else out loud, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know the answer to something. Which is crazy, right? Because you didn't know the answer 5 seconds ago. But now that you say to somebody, hey, I'm having trouble with this, and I can't figure it out, and you say the problem out loud, and then all of a sudden, you already know the answer before you even finish the sentence, and you really didn't need the help anyway. So think about, like, one of the things I said in one of my first meetings was that we don't make goals and we don't make plans like we used to when we were a kid. Our teachers would say to us, like, set up, fundamentally what you want your speech to look like or what you want your book report to look like. Make an outline of what you want seen, and we lose those basic skills that we're taught. We lose them and we don't apply them to our full real lives. And actually, they're not just about book reports. Those are life skills, fundamental, basic life skills that we are taught as children and somehow neglect to realize we need them to carry through. We forget that all the important lessons that we needed to survive this world, we already know, we're just not applying them. So with that example said, same thing. You need to figure out a problem, say it out loud. I mean, sometimes when I'm in the worst of states, I can't even mutter a sentence or a breath or a word. When I'm in the worst of states, it's really hard to even get out one logical sentence. It's kind of like, I feel it, but I'm so emotional and I'm so angry that I can't even possibly talk. And it just becomes almost like a blunt yell or like a animalistic cry of some sort, and you just say, ugh. But think about it. If you calm down and you slow down and you say, this is the issue, how many times do you think we may be able to simply turn things around just by saying it out loud? Just by using one fundamental tool that we had when we were children. Well, not this one, not when we were children, but like the basic skills that we were taught. You can't figure out a math problem in math? You're looking at the book and it's confusing you? Say it out loud. Repeat it to yourself. So, I don't know if this will help, not help. I'm not sure if any of this will make sense to anyone else. But this is how I do it, and just going to keep breathing through it, I guess.